Life often paints its picture with bold strokes of challenge and adversity, and for many, the canvas can seem dauntingly empty. Imagine for a moment a woman without friends, a woman who wakes up to silence and ends her day with no one to share her triumphs, her fears, or even her mundane observations. To some, this might sound like a punishment to life, devoid of connection. But what if this solitude could become a catalyst for profound transformation? What if this seeming isolation could birth a powerful journey of self-discovery, resilience, and inner strength? In a society like the United States, where community and connection are often emphasized, it's easy to feel out of place without a circle of friends. Social media celebrates gatherings, laughter, and the collective joy of friendships. The pressure to conform to these ideals can make loneliness seem like a personal failing rather than a universal experience. Yet, being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. It doesn't have to mean you are less than. It doesn't have to mean you are unworthy. The woman with no friends might initially feel invisible, her voice echoing in the chambers of her own mind with no one to hear. But invisibility is not a death sentence. It is an invitation. It's an opportunity to hear your own voice more clearly, to understand your thoughts without the static of external opinions. In this quiet, you can start to recognize your worth, independent of validation from others. You begin to see that your existence is not defined by the number of people around you, but by the depth of your character and the strength of your spirit. Imagine this woman standing at a crossroads, her solitude pressing against her like a heavy fog. She could choose to let it consume her, succumbing to the narrative that she is unloved, unwanted, and unworthy. Or she could decide to rewrite the script. She could choose to see this moment as a chance to build herself from the ground up. And so she starts small. The first step might be acknowledging the pain of isolation, because denying it doesn't make it go away. She allows herself to feel, to cry, to mourn the friendships that never were, or the ones that faded away. This is not weakness. It is courage. It takes bravery to face your emotions head on, to sit with discomfort without turning away. In doing so, she begins to understand that loneliness is a shared human experience, one that doesn't discriminate based on age, race, or background. Next, she turns inward. Without the distraction of friends, she has the time and space to explore her passions, interests, and talents. She picks up a paintbrush and discovers an artist within. She laces up running shoes and feels the wind on her face as she takes her first steps toward better health. She dusts off an old journal and starts writing, her words flowing freely as she pours her soul onto the pages. Each of these small acts is a declaration. I am here. I matter. My life is worth living fully, even if no one is watching. As she continues to grow, she learns the value of self-reliance. She fixes her own leaky faucet, cooks herself a gourmet meal, and takes herself out to a movie. Each act of independence reinforces the truth that she is capable. She doesn't need to wait for someone else to validate her existence or to make her feel complete. She is already whole. In her solitude, she also discovers the importance of gratitude. She begins to notice the beauty in the world around her. The way sunlight dances on her kitchen floor, the comforting aroma of her morning coffee, the warmth of her favorite sweater. These small joys become her companions, her reminders that life's richness is not solely found in relationships, but also in moments of quiet contentment. But her journey doesn't stop there. As she grows more confident in herself, she starts to venture out of her comfort zone. She joins a book club, not necessarily to make friends, but to share her thoughts on stories that move her. She volunteers at a local shelter, finding purpose in helping others. She takes a class in photography and begins to see the world through a new lens, literally and metaphorically. These steps are not about filling a void, but about expanding her horizons. In giving to the world, she finds herself enriched. And then something remarkable happens. She starts to attract people who resonate with her authentic self. These are not just acquaintances or superficial friends, but individuals who see her for who she truly is. They are drawn to her strength, her self-awareness, and her ability to stand tall even in the face of solitude. The connections she forms now are meaningful, built on mutual respect and understanding. She's no longer seeking friends to validate her. She's inviting them into her life to enhance it.